as I went walking that ribbon of highway. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me the golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps through the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling in the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling, as the fog was lifting, a voice was chanting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking, I saw a sign there, and on the sign it said no trespassing. But on the other side, it didn't say nothing. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. In the shadow of the steeple, I saw my people by the relief office. I see my people as they stood there hungry. I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. And I said, this land was made for you and me. And I said, this land was made for you and me. Live from P&D Studios, it's This Week Live with Rocky Red Panda. This week, the good, the bad, and the Inauguration Fun Facts. Artist of the Week, Andreas. And CES 2021 Review. And here's your host, Rocky Red Panda! Hey there, guys! Welcome to This Week Live. I am your host, Rocky Red Panda. It is the week of January 24th, 2021. Now, before we jump into the start of this episode, I love to drink coffee. You guys know I love to drink coffee. So I'd like to share with you what I'm drinking this week. This week, I am drinking UCC coffee. This is Japanese brand coffee in a can with milk since 1969. Now, over in Asia, Japan and Taiwan, they sell these at 7-Eleven and convenience stores. But what's so cool about that is these are put into warmers, much like you see your food put in the warmers, and you have a little sleeve. It's heated. It's good stuff. I love UCC. I would have rather had Mr. Brown, but I'll take UCC. So let's jump right into this week's episode, I should say. I just have something to say. It took 4 years, but we did it, folks. We did it. On Wednesday, January the 20th, 2021, Joseph R. Biden and Kamala Harris took the reins of the White House. Now, history was made. Joe Biden is not only our 46th President of the United States, but he enters the White House as one of the oldest presidents to ever take office. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris is also making first. The first woman of color, the first Asian, and first woman to ever hold the position of Vice President. They stepped into the White House on January 20th, still recovering from the mistakes of the past. They stepped into the White House as a nation is still deeply divided. However, we are at the dawn of a new decade. We are able to have pride in our president again. Hope for a future that American strength will overcome the obstacles of the last 4 years and start to heal as one nation with no divides, working equally together as human beings and not as party affiliations. As we still heal from what not only the American people saw, but the world 2 weeks ago. One thing is clear. America will be great again because this land is your land. All of this is kind of making me sound like I'm a politician, which I am not. I am just your average, everyday YouTuber, photographer, videographer, musician, and digital designer, all hyped up on UCC coffee. Or coffee in general. But we do have a lot to cover in this week's episode, as this is the special inauguration edition of This Week Live. Yes, this only happens 4 times a year. 4 times a year, am I correct? Yeah, 4 times a year. So, for once, I can say that I am glad that I don't have to talk about Cheeto Face anymore, but at the same time, it makes for great entertainment. But, alas, as long as he's still in the news, we have to talk about it. But not as much as we head into this week's The Good, The Bad, and The Huh? That's where we poke fun at some of this week's news. And yes, the last time I checked, yep, all politics are still on the table. So let's chuck my cue card. Oh wait, what's this? We have a, wait, that's a blank piece of paper. We have a drawing I did with Trump handing over the White House on fire to Biden. It says, "It's all yours, Joe." That's right. So I drew this out of spite the other day, and I put this in a nice little frame. So what's so cool about this little artwork before we get started is you guys will have a chance to get your little greasy little paws on this original 1 copy piece of artwork, hand drawn, right here in frame. You'll find details towards the end of the show how you can get this for yourself. That's right. We'll get back to that here. But looking at this gives me an idea. So, see this little blank piece of paper I have? Well, ding. Idea time! So let's make paper airplane. That's right. So we're going to make a paper airplane this week. We're going to send Trump back to Florida on Air Force One. So let's see, yeah. But follow me, folks. So you take a piece of paper, right? Fold it in half. And then you're going to do 2 triangles. One at the top corner here. And you're going to do another triangle at the other corner. Just like so. And when you're done, you're going to have something like this. Now there are multiple ways of making an airplane, but this is the way I was taught. So, you fold it down so your paper airplane looks like an envelope. And then with that, you're going to fold it from the sides. It looks like a cicada, whatever we call it. And then, fold it up from the bottom. Yes, that little square triangle piece. Fold that up. So boom, boom, and boom. Now, we're going to fold this paper airplane in half. Wing tips go down. Wing tips go down. So when you're done, you have a nice little paper airplane. Just like so. Alright you guys, you ready for this? But this needs to be, we need to write something on this to make this official. So, let's write and I write on the other side too. Okay. So this is the Air Force One. So, alright you guys, so let's send this airplane flying and let's get this good to bad started. I'm going to send Trump back to Florida. Here we go, folks. Well, that was a little bit unexpected. Yes, we tossed that plane in the name of democracy. But good job, Bugs. Good job. We'll check back on Florida later. So the inauguration was a little different this year. As you know, we are knees deep into this pandemic. No audience, but there was a lot of flags. So many flags. You want to know what there was a lot of as well? National Guard and police. This event was so safe that it made cracking open a bank's vault that much easier. Easy now, easy now. Even the Russians say we're not hacking this. We will remember this inauguration for the day that we return back to normalcy. It is as if the last 4 years were just a figment of someone's imagination. And the world of pure imagination, come with me, and you'll see. In the world of pure imagination, take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. Right now, I'm afraid it wasn't imagination, but we can always pretend. One thing that people will remember is this guy. Yes, this guy disinfects the podium after every speaker. We're going to remember that. But also, it snowed. Yes, it snowed. Not like it was cold or anything. Just as Bernie Sanders, who took the gold for the most fashionable and trending as hashtag bundle up Bernie. Not only was he at this inauguration, but I think we have a photo of him from when he attended Abraham Lincoln's inauguration. Oh, nope, that was when Abraham Lincoln arrived to D.C. as president-elect before the inauguration. Yeah, I guess Bernie met him at the train station. How about that? A New Englander, responded to Bernie in this Twitter post. I will never forget Bernie honoring our middle-class New England tradition of having exactly one heavy winter coat worn to both formal and casual events. So what does Bernie Sanders think of all of this? He says he's glad to make people aware that Vermont makes good mittens, and also they have some good coats too. Yes, they do. Now, moving on from Bernie, let's talk about presidents, shall we? All former presidents, minus Carter, who Biden talked to the night before, came to the inauguration to show unity between the Republican and Democratic parties. Yes, after the last 4 years, we need unity. Rainbows and unicorns. Rainbows and unicorns. As the inauguration went on, we heard the words we wanted to all hear. Joe Biden.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. and Dr. Jill Biden.
He placed his hand on a Bible that could have been easily used as a doorstop and took the oath of office.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joseph Robinette Biden, Jr., do solemnly swear
I, Joseph Robinette Biden, Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
I think we all cried a little at that moment because we gained a new president while officially losing another. I wonder how Florida's doing. Let's check in, shall we?
Of a driver who decided to leave an unwanted load on a stranger's driveway. Local 10 News reporter Ian Margot joining us live now from North Lauderdale to explain this one for us today. Ian.
Calvin, this one stinks. Imagine yourself in this scenario. Number one, someone takes a poop on your driveway. And number two, you have to clean it up yourself.
I think Florida's doing just fine. Just fine. Just orangey. It's doing fine. So, during President Biden's speech, he spoke of unity.
A cry for survival comes from the planet itself. A cry that can't be any more desperate or any more clear. And now, a rise of political extremism, white supremacy, domestic terrorism that we must confront and we will defeat. To overcome these challenges, to restore the soul and secure the future of America, requires so much more than words. It requires the most elusive of all things in a democracy: unity. Unity.
He ended his speech with a quote from Abraham Lincoln.
In another January, on New Year's Day in 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. When he put pen to paper, the president said, and I quote, "If my name ever goes down into history, it'll be for this act, and my whole soul is in it." My whole soul is in it. Today, on this January day, my whole soul is in this, bringing America together, uniting our people, uniting our nation. And I ask every American to join me in this cause.
So, from This Week Live and PND Studios, congratulations to President Biden for being the 46th President of the United States. Way to go, Joe. That's right, Joe Cool. Cheers to that. But wait, there's more. I told you this would take a while. We have to talk about Kamala Harris. She is the first female vice president. She is the first Asian vice president. She is the first African American vice president. I think there's a theme here. A lot of firsts. Now, Harris used the Bible that was not only from an important figure, but also important to the city of Baltimore. The Bible belonged to Thurgood Marshall. And if you know your history, he was the first African American Supreme Court judge.
And repeat after me. I, Kamala Davy Harris, do solemnly swear.
I, Kamala Davy Harris, do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Man, this was a great day for America. And to top it all off, we had Lady Gaga with her red carpet dress and Hunger Game attire singing the Star Spangled Banner. We had J-Lo singing This Land Is Your Land.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
We had Garth Brooks, who sang Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Then there was the 22-year-old Amanda Gorman, who spoke her poetry. Take a listen.
When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace.
I'd love to have her as a guest on my show sometime. Her poetry is just absolutely beautiful. She joins the ranks of Maya Angelou and, of course, the other poet Robert Frost, who also spoke at the inaugurations. How about that? Now, after all the pomp and circumstance, Biden, he wasted no time. No time at all. He signed 17 executive orders to dismantle the Trump regime. 17! That's all within that first day. One of which stopped the Keystone Pipeline. People in PA are saying yes for global warming, while others shout, hey, that's my job, give it back. All good things must come to an end. I'm sorry, the Keystone Pipeline went out much like much of the steel mills in Pittsburgh. Can't forget rejoining the Paris Climate Accord and rejoining who? Who? No, not Doctor Who. World Health Organization. Moving to Vice President Harris. A funny thing happened while in Senate signing in the new senators. Check this out.
The chair lays before the Senate 2 certificates of election for the state of Georgia and a certificate of appointment to fill the vacancy created by the resignation of former Senator Kamala D. Harris of California. Yeah, that was very weird. Okay.
Awkward! It's like reading the morning announcements for work. Hello, my name is Bob. Welcome to Try and Save. Make sure to wear your masks at all times. Make sure to disinfect. Also, let's welcome our new staff member, Steve, who joins our team. He will be replacing Bob, as this is his last day with us. We will miss you, Bob. Wait, I am Bob. So the day ended with a huge virtual live show hosted by Tom Hanks, with star-studded performances from Bruce Springsteen all the way to Katy Perry, who ended the show with fireworks. And yes, literally fireworks bursted into the air as she sung. Just be glad she didn't sing Bon Appetit, or we'd have an episode of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs over DC. Oh, Mama likes them spicy. But congratulations to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. We will take a short commercial break, because that's what we usually do right about now, and we'll return with the Artist of the Week, Andreas, and some Inauguration Fun Facts after this break. Hey there folks, this is Rocky Red Panda, your host of This Week Live, P&D Studios, and illustrator at Panda Numeric Designs. Are you looking to get official This Week Live, P&D Studio, and Panda Numeric Design merchandise? That's right. Go to my website at pandaanddesigns.com, click on the shop, which will take you to some sweet, sweet stuff via my online Etsy store. Alright you guys, and welcome back. So we're going to jump into something that only happens 4 times a year since the inauguration. So I figured we'll go through some inauguration fun facts. Now I had to scour the internet just to find these lovely fun facts, so let's take a look, shall we? There are a total of 15. I picked out the 15 juiciest that I thought would be quite interesting to share with you guys. So we're going to first talk about George Washington. George Washington was inaugurated in 2 different cities. That's right. So his first inauguration took place in New York City at Federal Hall. And that was on April 30th, 1789. Now his second inauguration took place on March 4th, 1793 at Congress Hall in Philadelphia. Which you have to keep in mind, at the time, that was our nation's capital. It wasn't D.C., it was Philadelphia. How about that? But keeping on the terms of George Washington, he had to borrow money to attend his first inauguration. How about that? So he was considered land poor. Even though he owned farmland, he sold some things, made some things, he was considered land poor. His bank account was so dry, he actually had to borrow money to get to his inauguration. Interesting. Or how about this one? Inaugurations used to happen in March. Today we celebrate it on January the 20th, but it wasn't always that case. Going back to George Washington, after his first inauguration, the Continental Congress declared March 4th as Inauguration Day. It was ratified in 1933 by the 20th Amendment, and FDR was the first president inaugurated on the new date. Isn't that cool? Now John Adams. John Adams was the first president to skip his successor's inauguration. Now, if you guys thought it was Trump, you'd be wrong. It was John Adams. Now, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, keep in mind, they had this bitter feud going on with each other. They hated each other's guts. Federalists, Democrats, yeah, they really could have cared less about each other. But eventually they did make up. They sent at least 150 letters back and forth between each other in good friendship after the years went by. They both died within hours of one another on the same day, July the 4th, 1826. Inauguration Ball. James Madison hosts the first inauguration ball. That's right, so it was March 4th, 1809. James Madison was the guest of honor at history's first inaugural ball. It all went down at Long's Hotel, and ticket costs, guess how much? $4 a piece. I hate to figure out what inflation on that is. For you math people out there, if you know that, you can leave in the comments below. How about this one? Dolly Madison was the first lady to attend an inauguration. In 1809, Dolly Madison became the first lady to even attend her husband's inauguration. And we're going to talk about Pennsylvania's only president, James Buchanan. In his inaugural address, James Buchanan announced he wouldn't run for re-election. So how about that? In 1857, James Buchanan began his presidency by announcing he didn't plan to run for a second term. He is ranked as one of the worst presidents the U.S. has ever had, but I think he has now been overshadowed by the last 4 years of Donald Trump. Yeah. So we have a few presidents. He's up there. How about this one? It was so cold during Ulysses S. Grant's inauguration, champagne and canaries froze. Yeah, so how cold was it? It was actually 16 degrees, which led to the food and champagne for his reception freezing. So did hundreds of caged canaries, which had been brought in for the festivities. Another one bites the dust. How about Warren G. Harding? He was the first president elected to arrive at his inauguration via an automobile. That was March 4th, 1921. He kept the event very low-key. Well, here's one. William Henry Harrison. He is the only president that had the longest recorded ever speech when he spent nearly 2 hours delivering an 8,445 word inaugural address. He will die 1 month later. And you want to know who the shortest speech was? That would be George Washington. He was a man of few words at his inauguration. He uttered just 125 words after being sworn in as the nation's first president. I think that's pretty cool. 4 more here. Actually, I may skip over a few. How about Harry S. Truman? Harry S. Truman's inauguration was the first televised ceremony. The inauguration, which took place on January the 20th, 1949, was the first ever televised inauguration ceremony. And let's go to Bill Clinton. He was the first ever president to be streamed. During his second inauguration, which took place in 1997, it was the first ceremony to be streamed live on the web. Way to go, Bill. And how about this one? We'll do this. We'll go with the rest. Chuck Norris was a guest at George W. Bush's 2001 inauguration. Yeah, that's right. And so were Dixie Carter, Rick Schroeder, Norm Macdonald, and David Spade. And lastly, Barack Obama has been sworn in 4 times. After Chief Justice John Rivers misstated a few words while administering the oath in 2009, Obama was sworn in again the next day out of abundance of caution. He did it again in 2013 because January 20th fell on a Sunday. He took the oath privately on the 20th and then publicly on the 21st. The only other president to be sworn in 4 times was Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and that was only because he was elected for 4 terms in office. That is quite ludicrous, folks. Ludicrous. And that has been some Inauguration Fun Facts. Oh, I forgot to do this. I forgot to wave my Captain America glove because democracy. Yeah, Captain America. And I may just keep this on. So, let's move on to a segment we call the Artist of the Week. Alright, you guys. So, this week's artist is another one from Germany. Deutschland. the home of Rammstein. That's right. So, his name is Andreas. Evidently, there's a huge art scene in Germany that I didn't know about until I started doing these art reviews. So, let's take a look at some of what Andreas has. We're doing things a little bit out of the box here because he created this beautiful, lovely Instagram, which I will have all the information for it up here. So, before we get into Andreas, let's take a look at some of his art, shall we? So, that's cool. Whoa. Wow. From Wiesbaden, Hesse, Germany. The Wiesbaden, Hesse, Germany. Okay. Contemporary art. I absolutely love this, folks. This is just absolutely beautiful. Wow. What's that? Now I have to figure out what that is. Is that a... Oh, that's cool. Oh my goodness. This looks like a Rorschach block. Okay. Let me pick one here. Eeny, meeny, miny. Well, we'll leave you up. So, alright, so Andreas. So, I asked each artist some questions, and they give me their responses. And I'm going to read them back to you. So, I asked Andreas, what got you into art? How do you come up with your unique ideas? His response was, as a child, I always been fascinated by clouds, not because they created a pleasant feeling, but because everyone sees something different in clouds. I kind of agree there. Even a photo of a cloud lets you see something new in it over and over again. I really wanted to translate this knowledge into paintings. Each of my pictures has a motif that I see and hide, but the viewer is free to see something new in my pictures again and again. I could just stare at this one for hours, trying to figure out its complexity, its meaning. But we'll get to that towards the end, because I'm going to do a review. So, what is your style of art, and what sets you apart from everyone else who does similar styles? He responds, at the moment, I am discovering how exciting it can be to create art without limits and rules. In the end, many call it abstract art. Exactly. But in my eyes, it's like pop music. That something is popular does not bind something to a certain direction. It only states that it is popular. I completely agree. I mean, I don't know where it is, but it's around here. But this is absolutely amazing. I completely agree. If you can make art with one artist living or dead, who would it be? His response was Stanislaw Slukowski. Sometimes it seems as if he is opening up another dimension with his art. The detailed description of the atmosphere in his pictures describes a timeless parallel world, as if he himself had traveled to us from this dimension to report about it. I'm going to have to look him up. I don't think I've heard of his art before, but I will definitely check him out, so stay tuned, folks. And thanks for that recommendation there, Andreas. And if you can give one piece of advice for people wanting to become artists, what would it be? Don't act crazy to make yourself feel like a genius. That, my friend, that is words. Wunderbar. Thank you. Thank you for that. So, I love Andreas so much. You know, he has a hard time speaking English a little bit, but that's perfectly fine. I am now a huge fan of this German art scene in Germany. But let's go ahead. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to use a chopstick, a silver chopstick, and we're going to critique his work. We're going to critique his work like I'm a teacher. But I'm not. I just like art. So, I think I'm going to wear my Captain American glove for this. Let's see if I can somehow finagle this. Oh. There we go. Captain America. Alright, so, let's back out of this one. I want to pick something random. I want to pick this one. So, let's talk about this one. Here. This one looks like Pastel Ella Easter. It has these wonderful pastel colors that you most typically see in the 1980s and Easter style. And if you look closely, like you did, you just notice things a little bit differently. Not just that, but here you have the white outlines around all of these different shapes and colors. Almost makes it look like camouflage. And it's all randomly placed. There's no rhyme or reason to madness, to this abstract or abstraction or contemporary. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I just love it. For me, this art is reminiscent to what you call Rorschach blobs, which are used in psychiatry. Tell me what you see here. I see dead people. No. What about this one? Dead people. And this one? Also dead people. Yeah. That's what they think. But it also reminds me of, oh crap, what's the paint, what's his name? That's going to bother me now. I'm going to have to search. What is his name? Let's see. Oh, that's right. Sorry I had to take a break there. My mind was bled. But it also kind of reminds me a little bit of Jackson Pollock with the paint splatter. I like this one. So let's critique this one. So the first thing that your eye is drawn to is this right here in the center. This little shape that's outgoing. It kind of looks like this triangle, or this half triangle, almost like a little teepee. Because, I used to be in Boy Scouts. It kind of has that resemblance. But all of these splatters going off resembles almost like fireworks exploding into the air. Bombs bursting in the air. And you have like this little fire there. I mean, that is pretty cool. I love that. This one has caught my hand. I love this because this looks like white milk or blood or something spilt on the canvas. You have the grungy background. And you have this white milk chalky substance is kind of rolling down. But what really got me was this. You see this? That is what I call found objects. That was intentionally placed there. They give it kind of like the arch feel. I think this is amazing. Amazing. Strong use of colors. Strong background. This has symmetry. And this is museum ready. I can see a lot of these at MoMA. Now, speaking of the Rorschach blocks, this almost looks like a Rorschach. It's like you take a piece of art. Andy Warhol did this. You draw an ink on one side, then you place it together, boom, open it up, and you got a double on the other side. Almost exactly the same, except this one looks neat and tidy, and this side looks like a hurricane went through. You have that one straight line going down the center, which kind of offsets everything. And then over here, you got the scratch marks, you got the colors, you got the blues, you got the yellow. Everything just stands out. Time to take Captain America off. I absolutely love Andreas and his artwork. His art is amazing. And folks, if you want to check out Andreas' art, follow him here at andreasjust.art on Instagram. Because Andreas from Germany is this week's Artist of the Week. Thank you, Andreas. Alright, folks, it's Andreas' art up here in the background. I feel like bippity boppity bippity boppity boopity boppity boo. Yes. We're going to take this little short commercial break, and we will return.
You are watching This Week Live with Rocky Red Panda, only on PNG Studios. Make sure to like and subscribe.
We're back. 3, 2, 1. And welcome back, folks. So we're going to move into CES 2021. That just happened about a week or so ago. I need my coffee. That is the world premiere of Tech. This year it was all virtual, but they did talk about and release a few cool items. This is from Forbes.com. We're going to be looking here at Forbes.com, and this is what you call the top 14 items that are on my wish list. So let's check some of these up. So the first one here is what we call this Infinity Game Table. It's $6.99 cost. So I opened the website. Let's take a look at this Infinity Game Table. We're going to accept the cookies. Wow, it's made by Arcade 1-Up. Oh, that is cool. Oh my goodness, that is Monopoly. Ah, wow. That is you. Whoa. It's called the Infinity Game Table. This is what it looks like, folks. That is pretty cool. I absolutely love it. And yes, they are playing Monopoly. Look at that. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's cool. I'm guessing that's a touchscreen. So let's see what it says here. So this is for their Kickstarter. So it's an Infinity Game Up table featuring digital versions of both classic and iconic board games like Cash Bros, Monopoly, Scrabble, Trivial Pursuit, Chutes and Ladders, Candyland, Yahtzee, Puzzle, card games, coloring books, mini games, comic books, and many more licensed and indie games to be announced in the near future. So as it says here, it's a beloved collection of 3/4 size vintage arcade cabinets, but the company has turned to traditional board games with the Infinity Game Table. This 24 or 32-inch table, which costs $16.99 for the small table and $7.99 for the large one, will play more than 50 officially licensed games optimized for touchscreen, along with other activities like jigsaw puzzles. Both versions of the table will be available sometime this year. I absolutely love that. Now, I may. That's going to be on my wish list. Bookmark. Let's add bookmark. Yes. Saved. Boom. Let's move on down. Let's see what the next one is. We got the LG rollable phone. So everyone has been talking about the flip phone and been talking about the foldable phone. But LG decided to make it up a notch here. So LG invented this, the rollable phone. So last year we saw a few phones with foldable displays, but LG had this. This is the LG rollable. Now, the rollable is like this. You push a button, it goes up, and it goes down. I think it's a unique idea. It's unlikely to see retail in 2021, but this kind of technology lets you change the size of the display and shrink it down to fit into your pocket. That's absolutely amazing for mobile devices. Now keep in mind, a lot of these things that are at CES usually don't make market, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. The Samsung JetBot 90 AI. It isn't the first. This is a robot vacuum, but the JetBot 90 AI seems to have incorporated lessons from all the robots that come before. It's bristling with sensors like LiDAR for creating high-resolution maps to navigate the room, plus video camera with object recognition to identify what kind of obstacles it's encountering. And when it's done, the JetBot empties itself in the self-cleaning charging dock with dust bin. Look for the vacuum later on this year. I wonder how much that's going to cost. Probably a hefty penny. How about this one? The Samsung Smart Trainer. I've heard about this. Now this is cool. It's coming to Samsung TVs. Not a standalone product, but you'll be able to pick it up off the shelf at Best Buy. The Samsung Smart Trainer is this year's feature that will start appearing in 2021 Samsung TVs later this year. It will let you use your living room as a gym with the TV as the portable to a virtual coach. Sensors will track and analyze your posterior position in real time. Count reps help you with your form and coach you on how to get the best workout. I think this is cool. Samsung has been doing really well this year. Of course, with their S21, S21 Plus, that's all 5G, with their phones, they've been doing really well. I'm very proud of Samsung. So, let's move on down. How about the Mudra band for the Apple Watch? What is this? It's going to cost $179. So, oh, that's cool. Oh, it's a gesture control. The Mirror Band seems like something out of science fiction, a replacement for the Apple Watch's band. It measures the electrical impulses passing through your wrist as you make gestures with your fingers, so you can control the watch with small finger movements without actually touching the watch. And while that sounds like sort of CES concept demo that never manages to get to retail, you won't have to wait long for Mudra. It's set to ship in March. And it's only $179. That is cool. So you're wearing a smartwatch and you can do like this, and it'll automatically, oh my goodness, technology. Oh, that is cool. How about this one? Cold Snap ice cream dispenser. Want a bowl of ice cream? Cold Snap is a countertop appliance that can make ice cream on demand from single-serving Keurig cup style pods. Hey, Keurig ice cream. I would like that. Rapidly freezing and dispensing treats in about a minute. Cold Snap is expected to cost under $1,000, and pods will be priced around $3 each. Unfortunately, it is still about a year away from retail. I would definitely like that. Let's see what we got here. We got Ampler Shower Power for $79. The shower power is kind of ingenious. Rather than relying on a shower speaker with a rechargeable battery to play Bluetooth audio in the shower, Ampler's shower power attaches behind your shower head and uses a small hydroelectric turbine to generate all the power it needs. It should start shipping in May. I mean, it's using water to power it. That is so cool. How about a video doorbell by Alarm.com? It says the perfect front door appliance for all pandemic age. Alarm.com's video doorbell has no button, no push to push. It's touchless, using its own camera and AI to know when someone has arrived and standing on the doormat. It should be available later this year for under $200. That is cool. It's like AR technology, recognizing your face. I mean, I like that. But it can also be dangerous. Yves Saint Laurent Rouge Shore Mesure, powered by Perso. What on earth is this? That was a mouthful. Saint Laurent's high-tech entry at CES this year is a lipstick applicator that lets you mix your own colors. The Perso has slots for 3 liquid cartridges that can combine forces to make custom colors, which you can design on your own or download via a connected mobile app. Okay. The Perso will also work with packs of color cartridges you can buy separately to make thousands of new shades. If you don't mind the price tag, you can sign up to be part of the beta program for Perso, which should be available in the spring. And it's a $300 thing, folks. $300. Wow. I'm not into makeup, but that's beyond me. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I've heard about this. This is the Pocket S voice translator for $299. Pocket has been the two-way voice translator business for a while, but the company's latest portable device, the Pocket Talk S, debuted at CES and offers a lot of translation horsepower for anyone who might find themselves traveling in a post-vaccine world. It translates 82 languages and shows the text on screen, as well as speaking out loud. The integrated camera translates any text it can see as well, and the handheld gadget comes with its own cellular plan. It's shipping now. Wow, $2.99. Let's open Amazon. Let's check this bad boy out. Woo! Oh, that is cool, folks. That is awesome. I am absolutely in love with this. I'm going to have to keep that up. I'm going to have to look at it after the show's over. 8K televisions. I think that's it. And how about the Razer Project Hazel? Let's see. World's smartest mask. How could it be so smart? Let's see. Gaming brand Razer has cured your protective needs in this pandemic with a face mask that does a lot more than block droplets from reaching your orifices. Thanks. Project Hazel is a tech-infused mask prototype that checks seamlessly all the boxes. It's safe, certified as an N95 respirator. It features a clear barrier with an internal LED illumination so people can see you speak, along with integrated audio processing to make you clearly understandable through the mask. Right now, it's just a prototype. Of course it is. But it's possible this could become a product in 2021. I mean, that is cool. I'll have to admit. Razer Project Hazel. That is cool. I think out of all of this that I just talked about, the two things that I'm mostly interested in is this Infinity Gaming Table and this Pocketway two-way voice translator. This, right now, this is amazing, folks. I'm at a buzz. I am excited. I'm ecstatic. And that has been a look at CES 2021. I would like to give a big thanks and a shout out to Andreas for being this week's Artist of the Week all the way from Germany. That's right. And thank you, Andreas. It has been fun. And of course, everyone else out there who's been a part of This Week Live for as long as I can remember. Thank you, and thank you, folks. Thanks. And of course, this is Rocky Red Panda. I am signing out. But I am prepared because I got my list. What's going to be happening next week on the 31st? We have Artist of the Week, Tulpe Magic, and guess Raghoff Negathan. Whoa, those are kind of like to pronounce. And plus the good, the bad, and the Magic, that guy, I've been wanting to have him on the show. He is cool. Trust me, you're going to enjoy him. So we have those people coming up next week. So until now, peace out, folks. Have yourself a wonderful week. We have a new president. Enjoy. Until next time, ta-ta. Oh, you guys are still here. I was just enjoying the rest of my UCC coffee with milk. But thank you guys for joining me. If you like P&D Studios, including This Week Live, make sure you like and subscribe. That's right. Like and subscribe for more awesome videos. Check out last week's video. That was cool. It was pre-Joe Biden. And then, of course, you can always check out my other videos, including a cooking thing I did on Friday. I made breakfast. How about that? But I'm going to go finish this. I need to get some sleep. I got to read tomorrow. Yeah, get some sleep. Ooh, almost forgot. This. How can you guys get this lovely piece of artwork? So, for this, you need to like and subscribe to my channel. You know the little subscribe button, like and subscribe. Leave a comment on the video. And then you'll have your chance to be entered into winning this original piece of artwork. How about that, folks? Alright. Now I'm going to go rest.